You can't wake sleepwalkers. Myth: you should never wake up a sleepwalker, or they will have a heart attack, fall into a coma, or just fall to the floor and bruise themselves. It's true. If you wake up a sleepwalker, of course, he will be very surprised that he woke up not in his bed, but nothing terrible will threaten him. And the fact that sleepwalkers move nimbly in their sleep is also a myth. They may break something during their night walk or cut themselves. So it's best to wake the person up if you can't get them back to bed. And yes, don't grab the sleepwalker, or he will get scared and may start defending himself in his sleep. Instead, call his name loudly. Counting sheep helps you sleep. Myth: if you can't fall asleep for a long time, count sheep. This tedious, monotonous activity will tire your brain, and you'll fall asleep faster. Truth: research by the Department of Experimental Psychology at Oxford University has shown that the fastest way people fall asleep is to imagine landscapes and views of nature. Those who count sheep, on the contrary, fall asleep later. The point is that counting makes the brain gather and tense up, but not relax. Moles are blind. Myth: moles are blind and move by touch only, and in some cases they can't hear anything. It's true. Only some species of mole are blind. Most can see, although not very well. Vision is important for moles because they use it to reproduce, and they also use it to determine the time of day and season of the year. And fish are mute. Myth: fish are incapable of making sounds, so when we want to describe someone's reticence, we say, "He's like a fish." It's true. Fish do make sounds, but not with their vocal cords, but with their swim bladder. In large rivers like the Amazon, underwater microphones are simply deafened by the singing of the fish. A drop of nicotine kills a horse. Myth: a drop of nicotine kills a horse, and it tears a hamster apart. Don't let them smoke. It's true. Nicotine is very harmful, and in its purest form, will kill both man and horse. But it takes a little more than a drop of nicotine to kill a standard 400-pound horse. So, according to studies, the lethal oral dose of nicotine for horses and mules is 100 to 300 milligrams. A pharmaceutical drop is 0.05 ml. So to kill a horse, you would need up to 6 drops. In comparison, to poison a human, you would need 500 milligrams of nicotine or 10 drops. Diamonds are formed from coal. Myth: most diamonds come from compacted coal. So if you push a piece of this mineral very hard, it will become a gemstone. True. Diamonds and coal are composed of carbon. It's true. However, the former is relatively pure carbon in crystalline form, while the latter has many impurities like nitrogen, selenium, mercury, arsenic, and the like. That's why you can't make a diamond out of coal. In the laboratory, these gems are made from graphite, or hydrocarbon gas. If anything, most diamonds were formed during the Precambrian Eon, the time between the formation of the Earth, 4.6 billion years ago, and the beginning of the Cambrian period, 542 million years ago. And the earliest land plants that made coal grew 450 million years ago. So diamonds appeared earlier than coal. Ships regularly go missing in the Bermuda Triangle. Myth: the Bermuda Triangle is the most dangerous and mysterious place in the ocean. Thousands of ships and airplanes disappear there without a trace, and scientists don't know why it happens. It's true. The Bermuda Triangle has no more shipwrecks than most other waterways. This map from Solent University shows that far more shipwrecks between 1999 and 2011 occurred in the Black Sea, the South China Sea, and the Atlantic off the coast of the UK. The reason is simple. There is more traffic there. There is no talk of thousands of ships missing in the Bermuda Triangle. Researcher Larry Couchet collected statistics on incidents in the region and found out that water and air vessels go missing there no more often than in any other point of the ocean. So the Bermuda Triangle is nothing more than a fable. Hemispheres of the brain. Myth: different hemispheres of the brain are responsible for creative and analytical functions. The left hemisphere is developed in people inclined to logic, and the right hemisphere is developed in creative individuals. True. Not true. Indeed, when performing some tasks, one hemisphere is sometimes more involved than the other, but it cannot be said that only one of them works simultaneously. Most brain functions are distributed more or less evenly between both hemispheres. Treatment with urine. Myth: human urine is sterile, especially baby urine. So if you don't have anything to treat a wound, urinate on it. Dog saliva is sterile too, so giving your pet a lick on a cut will help it heal faster. Truth. Urine is not sterile at all and should never be used to treat wounds, no matter who it belongs to. In addition to bacteria, it contains various nitrogenous substances, uric acid, phosphates, and other harmful components that the body seeks to get rid of. Treatment with urine is unequivocally evil. The same applies to dog saliva. The claim that an animal's mouth is cleaner than a human's is a colossal misconception. There are about 600 species of bacteria in the human mouth, and so are the dogs. Except that humans at least occasionally brush their teeth and don't pick things up off the floor with their mouths. By letting your pets lick their wounds, you put yourself at risk for infection, amputation, and even death from blood poisoning. What's more, it's even harmful for dogs to lick their own wounds. That's why veterinarians put special collars on them after various surgical procedures. Camels store water in their humps. Myth. Camels store water in their humps. This allows them to survive in the desert for long periods of time. Truth. The animals store fat in their humps, which allows them to go without food for weeks or even a month. Fat can be oxidized and turned into water through lipolysis, but this is an energy-intensive process. What really helps camels live without drinking is the special arrangement of their circulatory system. Their red blood cells are oval rather than round, so the animals do not suffer from blood clotting, even when dehydrated. A camel is able to lose 25% of moisture in the body without damage to itself, while livestock at 12 to 14% can die of heart failure. In addition, camels sweat little, get additional water from inhaled air, defecate dry dung, and urinate little. The animal loses 1.3 liters of fluid intake per day, while other large livestock lose 20 to 40 liters. In general, the hump allows camels not to eat, and a special body structure helps them not to drink. The soul weighs 21 grams. Myth. At the moment of death, a person becomes 21 grams lighter. That's how much the soul weighs. Truth. Strictly speaking, there are no studies confirming that this very soul exists at all. In 1907, an American doctor, Duncan McDougall, decided to prove its existence, for which he selected 6 people terminally ill with tuberculosis. He weighed them before and after death, and one body out of the 6 was 21 grams lighter. This was enough for the doctor to claim the existence of a soul that weighed exactly that much. By the way, Duncan McDougall weighed 15 more dogs, and did not record any change in their weight after death. And therefore, I came to the conclusion that these animals have no souls. The explanation for this experiment, conducted over a century ago, is very simple. After death, there is a decrease in body temperature as the lungs no longer cool the blood, which leads to the removal of moisture from the body through sweating. In doing so, the body may lose a few grams. Dogs, on the other hand, have trouble sweating and cool themselves through their mouths, so their weight does not change significantly. A theory is the same as a hunch. Myth. A theory in science is a conjecture that most scientists simply believe. So the theories of evolution or the origin of the universe from the Big Bang are just guesses, and it is up to you to believe in them or not. It's true. A scientific guess is a hypothesis. It has a high probability of being true, but it can only be confirmed or disproved by experimentation or observation. A theory is systematized knowledge whose truth has been confirmed by observation or experimentation. Evolution is a fact, confirmed by both observations and experiments in genetics. The Big Bang is also a fact, confirmed by observations of the relic radiation of the universe. And they are independent of whether you believe in them or not.